New episode of the Energy of Houses and Properties. I'm going to invite my wonderful colleague, house healer and geomancer, Nicky Koopmans. Accept. Let's go live.
Yay.
Hey.
Yay.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you today?
Nice. Doing well. How are you, Nicky?
Good, good. The weather is finally warm and summerly.
Okay. Nice. Yes. Good. Yeah, I can see you've got a great summer glow.
Yeah.
A great summer glow. So, Nicky, I love having you on my profile, and I'm gonna, for anyone who is listening for the first time, introduce you. Nicky is a geomancer and a house healer with many years of training, working in the realms of the subtle realms, tuning into the energy of people's homes, people's properties, and gardens to help their spaces, help to heal their environments. And she uses all kinds of tricks and tools to help people get to a place where they can build their own personal power play. She's also a cold water coach. She's also an amazing swimmer who does long distance swimming. And you know, I want to bring that into this, you know, as part of the introduction of you, Nicky, because it's so important that we're working on all realms, all dimensions, physical, spiritual, emotional, and you know, you just can't evolve without taking care of the body and also, you know, work in the body. So you're always an inspiration to me. You got me started with the cold water showers. I'm doing showers consistently. I haven't done the outdoor swims consistently, but I'm now doing cold showers, and it's just really changed my whole circulation, and it gives me also the ability to allow the energy to through me. Yeah. And tune in.
Well done.
Tap into my intuition.
Well done. Because I remember the very first time I told you about it, you told me I was crazy. And then we spoke about the energetic effects of it. Yeah. And I think it is the best personal clearing method, the easiest, no, maybe not the easiest, but the simplest method to clear your aura and all the physical benefits that come with it as well. But it's really quick and easy. It can be done in 30 seconds, you know, cold shower, done. But you have to get over, you know, your fear of cold, and maybe you don't like it, but if you start, you will get hooked. I'm sure. So please try it out.
Yeah. The only thing that I do, I follow my intuition with that, is during my moon cycle, I won't do the cold showers. I don't want to do it during that time. And then when it's over, I go back into it. Yeah.
That's fine too. Because it will also, like you probably noticed, tune into your body more. So you will feel what it needs more, when it needs cold, or whether it needs warmth, or whether it needs exercise, or better food, or junk food. It will help you feel better. And it starts with the body, but you can extend from the body into your surroundings, of course.
Love it. Love it. One thing that I have found that helps me prep for the cold shower is doing the dry brushing, especially around my kidney areas, right? Kidneys hold a lot of fear, and I particularly love the ankles. like right on the inner side of my ankles too, and then having the cold water hit the inner side of my ankles is just like, that's like the best feeling ever. So and then you'll start to notice the map of your body. That's what I always talk about with my clients and my, the ones that I mentor and the ones that I do property design for, that our bodies are, or rather the land is like a map of the body. And we have a map as well, right? In traditional Chinese Eastern medicines, there was maps of the meridians of the body. There are maps of the meridians, all the chakras, which is there's not only 7, there's others as well. Pressure points, acupuncture points, right? The organs, the map of, right, all the acupuncture points on the ear, on the hands and the tongue and the feet. And that's what I have found with the cold water. You become awakened to the map of your body, awakened to the map of your environment, awakened to, to much more. Yeah, to much more. Yeah. I'm just seeing a comment come in. I fear and don't like it. I will try. Do it. Yes, yeah, Nikki, yeah. Do you have any advice for this person? For those new beginners?
You can start whatever way you prefer. Some people take their hot shower first and cool off and go cold turkey. They switch to cold immediately. You can do that and then build from 5 seconds to 10 seconds to max 2 minutes. But you could also do your hot shower and then just shower a little bit colder every day. Some people prefer that. You can also do it both. You can also get out of bed and go cold shower, cold turkey straight away, not hot shower before. Just play around with it and see what suits you best. And yeah, you will notice, and the first week will be the hardest, and then you get used to it. But if you get through that and just try it for 30 days and notice what it does to your body, notice what it does if you are a person with cold hand and cold feet. That was me. I had always cold feet, cold hands. I don't have that anymore. Some people feel more determined because every time you have to make the decision, do I turn the heat off right now or not? And that exercises a decision-making muscle within you. So you will notice that you might be more determined in other decisions during your daily life as well. So it helps you in all different kinds of ways.
Discipline.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I see a comment. My doctor told me my white cells are low than normal values. Does it help to grow the white cells? I don't know what cells you're talking about, and I'm not a doctor, not at all. What I can tell you is it helps you develop your brown fat. Everybody has brown fat, which is the good kind of fat, and it's actually an organ, and it will help produce heat. And this brown fat takes out sugar and fats immediately from the blood and transforms that into heat, which is different from white fats. And we also have a percentage of beige fats, and that is fat that also contains mitochondria. I think that's an English word as well. And that has the potential to change from white to brown fat.
Okay.
Yeah. And it feels there's a lot here and around your
the spine.
Yeah, spine, and they don't know exactly how much. It's not a lot of grams, but you can feel when I'm swimming in cold water in the winter. sometimes I feel really it hurts here because it's really a cold, like you get a brain freeze from eating ice cream and it starts here. You can have that in the shower as well. And breathe through it. And how you do that is make your breathing out longer than you're breathing in. That will signal to the body that it's safe. Because you could, if you get into cold water or a cold shower, you could start hyperventilating, like just breathe out, take it easy, it's safe. You train your nervous system to accept this cold and deal with it. And the cold benefits happen within 36 seconds. And the optimal duration for cold is 11 minutes in a week, divided over 3 to 4 sessions. More is not needed, so longer is not better.
Necessarily better. Like, I'm gonna keep on going as long as I can and try to be the superstar. You don't need to, right?
You don't need to. No. So try it out and let us know. Let me know how it goes.
About the white cells, I believe the white cells they're part of the team that helps to repair wounds or infections or all of that. They come in to help to do the repairing work, the reparation work. And I'd imagine, because I'm also an alchemical energy healer, and I'm able to see the healing process as a very holistic one. And I'm sure, again, we're not doctors, but I'm sure it will support it on some level, because I know that the cold water exposure is helping people with cancer, helping people with depression, helping people with anxiety, helping people with immune deficiencies, disorders.
Because what it does, the cold shock does, it is a short-term stress you put on your body, and that creates within your body, it will create adrenaline, noradrenaline, a bunch of endorphins and all those feeling good hormones, and that takes care of producing your own anti-inflammatory hormones.
Right.
So if that's what they suspect, because more research needs to be done, but they suspect that that's the reason why people with some kind of immune disease, like arthritis or rheuma, have a benefit of cold water showers and winter swimming, because of your body produces its own I can't find the word, its own material, not material, but all the endorphins, hormones, whatever these kind of
endorphins, whatever
that helps. Good. That helps your anti-inflammatory system.
Amazing.
I didn't do the research in the English words translation, so it's
Well, everyone head over to Nicky's. Maybe what we can do is add the cold water coach link into the description of this episode, so everyone can hop on over there, and you can use, I don't know, was it like Google Translate, or not Google Translate, but there's like this robot that can now translate.
Yeah, there's a little Instagram button as well on translation button. Yeah. But you can also write me an email in English if you want some more explanation.
Just work with Nicky. Get her to coach you. I don't know if you're available, but I'm telling people you're available to coach.
Yeah.
All right. because you could probably do it from a distance, help people,
Yeah,
get
I
into
can
the groove
explain
of
you
it,
a lot.
you know.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yes, we can do that. So just, but
Awesome.
so
Yeah.
first the body. That's first, and the simplest way is just take a cold shower. And if you are living close to the sea, like you do, I live close to a lake. Go outside.
Yeah.
And start, now in summers, take your dips a couple of times a week. So when the temperature drops, your body will get used to it easier. Instead of, diving in November, it's much harder. It's just easier to, go with
Okay.
the seasons. So you will get a better feeling for the rhythm of nature as well, which is an extension of your body into the surroundings. And the next step could be, tuning to the water, spirits of the water, or the spirit of the tree where you put out your clothes. And, there's so many options to connect with the environment. And you will, because you are better tuned in with your body, you will get a better sense of what is your first entrance to communicate. Is that nature spirits? Is that plant spirits? Is that water spirits? Is that angels? Is that just a spirit of place?
Love it. Yeah. Love that. Absolutely. The awakening the capacity to feel your body, but also the environment around you, the spirits of nature, other realms, other dimensions, other energies, angels. It's really opening up. That is the power of this work. It opens up. It awakens. It just awakens. We've been. I don't want to speak on behalf of the whole world population, so I'm going to speak on behalf of myself. But for many years, particularly in my teenage years, early 20s, even 30s, sometimes it comes back every once in a while again, this amnesia, kind of walking around in a haze, in a kind of very foggy state, not clear. I was dealing with a lot of chronic illnesses, including candida, which is something that is a kind of parasite, really, that will cause a lot of, memory loss, amnesia, again, like this fogginess, unclear, things are not coming clearly, it's just not flowing, right? And this work, is part of one of the tools that is helping people to awaken their consciousness about, and lifting the veil of what reality really is. We've been taught so much that reality is only matter, it's only physical. But as we deepen, if you have a meditation practice, a yoga practice, we now know that the world is not only made up of matter, and that there's energy involved, there's intuition, there's feeling, there's the many realms that are involved, in fact, in building up the physical world, manifesting the physical world. Yeah. Nicky, there was something that you shared about the cold water experience that I'm making a connection to with power places. And you talk about having a small dose of cold water shock, 11 minutes per week in sectioned off. You don't need to be in cold water 24 hours a day.
Please,
right?
Please don't. It's dangerous. Please
Yes.
don't.
It's dangerous, yes. the professional is telling you do not do that. Short doses, and the short doses increase the is it adrenaline? You were saying adrenaline?
Among
So
a couple of, yeah.
Yeah. So joy, excitement, happiness, energy, right? Actually, that's what I often want to do when I'm out of a cold shower. I'm like, rah, right? Like,
exactly.
You just like feel like you have climbed the top of a very tall tall mountain, right? Like the Himalayan mountains, right? And that's what it does. And it's very similar to going to a power place. This is what I'm discovering. I recently came back from an amazing trip with my client, my VIP client in Ephesus, and it is this small dose of a power place she was jumping for joy. She was skipping for joy by the end of it all. Really excited, jumping up and down, like, ah! And now, not all power places will do that necessarily. They all have a different quality. And we definitely felt this boost of energy. I'm still carrying it with me. What is that, Nicky? What is your experience of power places, and why are they important?
Well, there is a reason that a lot of sacred spaces, like old temples, old churches, are built on a power place. It is a place that's not designed to live. Because if you would live there, it would take a special kind of person to take care of that. We see that because there are caretakers of sacred spaces. But you are there to experience some kind of reset. If you just look at Christianity, because that's my most familiar kind of religion, you go once a week to church, and you are in this church together with your community. There will be smoke, there will be singing, there will be, and you are in this building that is designed by geomancers and architects who knew their stuff about land energies. So they designed the building that was holding that particular energy, so you could really soak it all in and reset yourself to go for another week. There are all even geomancers who say church bells, when they make the sound, they clear the whole village, because it's a sound and it sets a certain tone in the environment. So if you are visiting these old places, I think 10 out of 10 times you will experience some specific kind of energy. And what that does to your system, that's always very personal, because we all have our own life stories. If it makes you happy, it could make me depressed, because we are different persons. But there's always a similar flavor in this energy. If you go visit churches, I've visited a couple of churches that were dedicated to Maria, and I discovered
Maria is
Maria, the mother of.
Oh, Maria. Okay. Yeah.
And I discovered that there was this, like, you have different tastes or different kind of apples, but it's an apple. They taste different, but there is this special tone that you recognize as, in this case, a Maria energy. They call it a Maria energy. If you are in a different religion, they might call it something different. The same kind of energy. That's just interpretation or story, whatever you want to call it, to translate the energy that's playing there. So it's very much possible that if you are from a different culture, if if I go to, I've once upon a time I did a trip to Peru. I experienced their energies, but with my Western mind, my European mind, I gave it a different name than the local shamans would there. So if you are on a discovery of getting to know power places and different kind of powerful energies that have a certain specific kind of effect on your body, it's very important that you go with someone who is experienced and that puts you on this certain place and tells you this is this kind of energy, and you can find it here, there, and there. And then you have a reference for yourself. How does this impact, first of all, my body, my emotions, my thoughts, my feelings? And then you go to another place which has a dedication to this similar energy, just because the name of the church is the same. We have in Europe a lot of churches that are dedicated to Nicholas, Saint Nicholas, and he was a protector of the sea. There is a similar kind of energy there. And because you are with an experienced person, like you do with your VIP clients, they build up a reference so they are able to recognize it themselves. Okay, if I am in this Ephesus temple dedicated to Artemis, and I'm now home in a different kind of place of the world, I remember when I was there, my little pinky toe was tingling. And now I get the same sensation, so I can translate it, and then you can go further and discover what is different between those two spaces. And then you have an interpretation, reference, and whatever you can do with that particular energy, that's depending on the person and your targets and what you want to achieve with that.
Yeah. Amazing. Can you still hear me? There's a bit of a pause. Yeah. Okay, good. I love it. Yeah, I love the example of that the taste and feeling of these power places, like let's say churches dedicated to Mary, sites dedicated to Mary, which are, by the way, you know, connected to the goddess places like Artemis and Kibele, Sibyl, which is ancient goddess in the Turkic region of Turkey or Turkey. But I love the example that, yeah, it's like it tastes like an apple, but each place might have a different, it might be a different kind of apple, but the essence of it is similar. Are you still with me, Nicky?
Yeah.
Okay. Just the video is a bit faded, but again, it may be my internet. We've got a lot of construction going on too around here, so sometimes it affects the connection. Yeah, this is really important. You know, to have someone as a guide like you, and as myself as well, in this trip to Ephesus, to take guiding my client through these temples, these power places. What was really incredible was that she naturally moved to these sweet spots, these power spots at the Temple of Artemis, for example. And my approach is I'm facilitating something, kind of staying more in the background. I'm facilitating an experience rather than filling my client with information, you know, information, but allowing for what wants to open up in the experience and being actually quite quiet most of the time, and listening to what wants to emerge from her through this experience. And it was incredible. There were synchronicities and, you know, rainfalls, you know, just like it, you know, Artemis really supported us. The spirit of Ephesus really supported us in letting go and playing like children and being in our joy. And that is one of the keys. I mean, going back to the cold water, right? Getting your body in a state, a space where it's like you have that exhilaration. And the water, actually, going back to the water, Nicky, when the rain hit, it was a surprise rainfall, and it was like abundance right there when my client was in the middle of the temple standing. It cleared away all the tourists, which is perfect. And we were receiving, gifts from the people who were selling, touristic like books and flutes and things like that. Like, here's an umbrella, and we got this huge ice cream umbrella, like a giant umbrella, and we're walking around the temple with this. And it was just that, and it was at the beginning of our trip, and it did exactly what it needed to do, the water. It helped us to let go. There was a moment where we were like, oh, we better find a place to hide and to stay dry. And then, boom, no, I received the message. We're going to stand under this water, and we're going to express our gratitude to this temple. We're going to express our gratitude to Artemis, and let it rain, let it shower. And we were just like children in our joy. And then we were able to open up to really listen to, okay, what's next? Now where are we going to go? Like a treasure hunt. Mm-hmm. And it forced me to break up the structure of my plans as well. Like, because, I'm like, we're leading this VIP retreat, and, 2 days, you want to make sure you get all the value and all of the, you want to serve your clients to the best capacity, and you're thinking about timing and how to get to one place to another, and the private chauffeur, and like all of that. We let it go. I let it go, and we followed the path. And instead of going to the ancient city, we went to the Basilica of St. John and the Isa Bey Jami, which is the mosque nearby, and then it just started a whole beautiful adventure. So thank you to the water. Thank you to the water, and thanks to the dose of that power place. And now, it's like you're sharing, having that dose going. There's a reason why people would go to pilgrimages there, to come back, what I experienced, come back to our true nature, which is joy, which is abundance, which is having fun, which is opening up to the day as if you're a child, like every day is a new day, without any kind of baggage from the past or worries about the future. And then, of course, for some, it was a very important place to go for receiving healing of illnesses, mm-hmm. right? So getting that dose, just like the cold water. And now I'm seeing it in my client. She's still in this amazing, nourished and joy-filled state, which is supporting her in her relationships with her family, mm-hmm. and her partner and her business. So,
but I think that's also the ultimately the end goal of doing a pilgrimage. It's creating a transformation within you. I'm not very familiar with Islamic traditions, but I know that you're supposed to go to Mecca at least once in your life. And yeah. we had in a museum, they had a 3D with one of those VR things. Yeah. I was walking around the Kaaba within this, and that was so impressive. Just, digital virtual reality. I was walking around that Kaaba. That was amazing. Wow. I cannot imagine if you are there in real life what that does to the system. I experience it in virtual reality. That already does a lot by resonance and resonancy. But that's amazing. That's amazing. And if you walk to Santiago, to Compostela, I have a lot of acquaintances who did the walk, and they have all these amazing stories to tell what happened during their pilgrimage. And I always think that it is an attitude of being a pilgrim or a tourist. And if you are a pilgrim, there's always an exchange. And when there's an exchange in energy, the space is also changing. So you're giving back something. And if you are a tourist, with all respect to tourists, because I'm a tourist sometimes as well, they come to take.
Not making it wrong.
If you look at it really to the core, there you cannot only take. There's always an exchange. But I think the difference, if you have an attitude of being a pilgrim, you do it with more awareness, with more consciousness, with more, I hope, love and energy and feeling and awareness. So the effect is much bigger than when you're there with an attitude of being a tourist. Because you're in the same space, you have a connection with the same energy, because you cannot have non-connection. It's impossible. There's always a relationship with the environment. The more aware of it that you are, and the more and the better you know the signs of your own body language, what it does to your system, and what that means to you, and how you interpret that with your mind, it gives you more meaning. So the transformation can be way bigger than if you are just there as a tourist and connect with the same energy.
So true, Nicky. I love the distinction between being a pilgrim and a tourist. Yes, sometimes we're all tourists, and that's okay. It's fun. Don't need to always be a pilgrim. And for those of you, for the people who are really feel a call to find these power places, build your own power place, right? Like Nicky helps her clients with building their personal power place. In a way, you do need to visit these sites to get a feel for what's possible in terms of, you know, the level of healing that's possible for humanity on a collective scale, for your own self, yourself as well. And that I love that. It's just bringing the attention and care, being the pilgrim. That certainly was the turning point in our journey together in Ephesus with my client. You know, to start this journey with the intention and respect and acknowledgement for this temple, right? To extend the prayers. I mean, I took her through a series of introductory exercises and actions, rather, that helped to open up the communion, the communication between the temple and her. And I didn't need to do that much more, really. I mean, just that. And then it just started. It was clear, and she started that incredible transformation process. The tourists. I do feel that energy as well. You know, there's a lot of photos being taken, and again, a photo being taken, right? It's the word taken. So it's like you're taking the energy. And there are often a lot of people who will not experience a place because they're too busy taking the photos. So there's always a screen, a digital object between them and the place. Mm-hmm. And I always recommend to save to just chunk out a little bit of time to do your photos, right? But first really experience the place without photography. I mean, the way that I work as an architect with my property design, I don't take any photos of the properties anymore. And I was pretty like, wow, I don't even take, it's the maps, it's working with the drawings and the maps and the feeling of the place. Mm-hmm. And then the building emerges from that experience. Yeah.
Yeah. And there's also a third attitude, especially when you're learning. It's okay if you're learning to use a space as a study object, because you're not always somewhere to experience this magical transformation. It's okay when you're learning, just go and experience, and it might do something with you, it might not. It just helps you build a reference, and that's okay too, especially when you are with your local dowsing group or whatever, when you go out and about. Sure. That's fine. It's fine as long as you're, do it with awareness. There will always be some kind of exchange.
Yeah, with a curious spirit, exploratory spirit. Yeah, yeah. So for those of you who have joined, as we wrap up, does anyone have any questions? Is this resonating with you all? Share your aha moments. What do you do? Are you interested in geomancy, land energies, architecture, design? We would love to know. Do you have any questions about this conversation? About power places? About the energy of your own home or garden? Share in the comments below.
And you can also do that when you watch the replay, of course. We will read everything.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. I just love looking at like all these people. Like I can feel that everybody's joining from different parts of the world. It's just so amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing that we can bring all these different souls into the conversation, and yeah. Aha, beautiful. Okay, yes, indeed. I'm curious about all ancient sites in Anatolia, which has temples. So Anatolia is the region of Turkey. It's actually, some people thought that it would be better to call Turkey Anatolia, as it includes more cultures within it, in addition to the Turkic tribes. Anyway, so Anatolia is the region of Turkey, and yeah, they must have special engineers, and they have been built for a reason there. Absolutely. Well, I definitely encourage you to explore these ancient sites in Anatolia if you have the means. And my recommendation to you too is, if you don't know where to begin, take 15 minutes, 20 minutes to close your eyes and meditate and ask the land of Turkey to guide you to your starting point, to guide you to the place where you need to begin this journey, and open up to how the map or the location comes to you. It may come just as a taste, a feeling. Maybe you'll get a taste of the food of that region. Right? Is it spicy? Is it not? Right? Right? Maybe you'll get a taste of that. Maybe you'll get a very clear picture of the location on a map. And if you do any dowsing with a pendulum, you can also work with a pendulum as well to find that first step, first journey. And maybe you've already started the journey. So yes.
And what helps as well is, before you enter the sacred site, make a mental note of how your body feels, what your mental state is, what emotions you have. So just that you know what your 0 point and as soon as you enter the sacred space and you go into this meditation, it will be easier for you to notice that if something shifts, you might get, you know, a happy feeling, or maybe an angry feeling, or a tickle in your nose, or just you will notice that it's different from outside of the space, because you will always notice differences the best when you're on the boundary. Then there's always a change, and as the more aware you are of your own status quo at that certain point in time, you will also notice the changes, and it will be easier to, because our thoughts are so quick to mention or to see or to notice that you have an image, that you have a word, that you have a color, that you have whatever the information comes through you. Maybe you think of a song and you have no idea that you were not thinking about that song before you entered the space, but it might mean something to you. And that is a discovery that you have to find within you, because there is a reason that you get this particular song at that particular moment when you are in meditation with the space or the genius loci in conversation. It has a message, and it might take weeks before you discover that message. It might even take years. Yeah. But you will remember because you were aware of the before and after entering such a place.
Beautiful. Such great advice, Nicky. Really great, very clear, practical, simple, noticing the difference from the outside of the space to when you're in the space, and what occurs through your thoughts and how you feel, just noticing. And I love that you say sometimes it takes time for the message or the experience to unravel, right? And one thing that my client experienced when she was in Ephesus is she started to dream different dreams. There were some things occurring in her dreams. So notice your dreams as well. These sites work on us in very at different levels. And it's not important. It's not important that you understand it all. That's the force of the feminine. That's the spirit of the feminine. You do not need to bring to a level of explaining it. Allow it to work you. Allow it to work you on some deeper levels, and notice your dreams. Yeah.
Maybe good to give you an example of how it could work. I remember in one of my geomantic trainings, I received a download. I describe it any other way, but I was standing on a particular point and I could almost see all kinds of crazy symbols flowing in me, and I could just have a taste and the sense of the kind of energy. But to this day, and this is I think more than 10 years ago, I have no idea what that stuff means, but it did something, because it changed something within me. But the how and the what and the why and where it came from and what kind of language it was, I don't know. And maybe it's not important. The important part is that I am aware of the fact that I received something and that it changed something within me on a very deep level that no words can describe. So things like that could happen. It can come to you in geometric shapes, in symbols, sounds, crazy language, beautiful colors, all kinds of things are possible. So just be open and aware and receive. And that's very difficult. That's already very difficult.
So beautiful, Nicky. Wow. I got shivers when you were sharing these last words here. Yeah, beautiful. So beautiful. And Nicky always reminds me as well, reminds everyone, it's okay to be uncomfortable, right? Nicky Nikki, that's what I learned from you. It's okay to be uncomfortable. It's okay if the feeling is weird, if it's like triggering you as well. It also may mean that something is moving and needing to shift within you. You know, very much like what Artemis brought us, the rainfall, right? We needed to let go of the planning, the structure. And we allowed then the abundance of the rain to just fall on our bodies and to just be like children and skip and jump and play around. We didn't have to be serious priests walking through the temple, right? She taught us we didn't have to be serious at all, you know? So
being in the here and now and the where is for most people very difficult to do. And that's where cold showers and winter swimming really help, because it obligates to be in the here and now. There is no way out. You can only be in the here and now, because the cold triggers you inside your body. You cannot be anywhere else. It is impossible. Just try it out. It's really impossible. And when you are in the here and now, it is so easy to clear, because there is nothing else. There's just here and now, and all these worries you have and all these questions you have. There's no space in your head to do that.
Yeah. Your body is focused on experiencing the cold in that moment. Yeah.
The only thing that has space is just focus on your breath, and breath is energy. So there's only that. And if you do that, never go alone. Shower, okay, but if you go outside, do not go alone.
Yeah, beautiful. Well, Nikki, how can people get in touch with you to learn more about the house healing work you do and the cold water coaching?
The easiest way is just, write me a DM or an email, and we'll go from there.
Fantastic. Beautiful. Love it. So great to have you on the show. And for women architects and designers, people who are wanting to develop their properties, land stewards who are wanting to build the sacred blueprints of our new earth, get in touch with me to work privately on your land project, or join me in an amazing retreat in Ephesus to get some coaching and go coaching on your design practice, as well as experience the magic of the power place that is Ephesus. You can find all the information in my link tree, in my bio, and all this amazing, links that you can access. All right, Nikki, it was great to
have an amazing day. Thanks for having me.
Yes, you too. I'm going to take a cold shower. I was late. I had a late start morning with family around, and now I'm going to take some time to myself and do a cold shower.
Yeah. Well, enjoy.
Thanks, Nikki, and see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody. Add your comments, questions in the comments below. Send us your questions. We love supporting you. Bye.
Bye-bye.